Hey guys, MCU Collector here with finally another video. Here we have the Marvel GamerVerse Spider-Man action figure. This is the GameStop exclusive based on the advanced suit from the Spider-Man PlayStation 4 game. Now, this is not actually branded as a Marvel Legends figure because it's under the GamerVerse tag or brand or whatever that they're going for. So we've seen it with Pop Figures, they have the GamerVerse, and then also that 2-pack with the advanced suit and Mr. Negative here. So it's the GamerVerse Marvel, not the Marvel Legends, even though we know it's a Marvel Legends figure. So here it is, looking awesome. I love that the packaging is really different because it's the GamerVerse. They really want to make it special and kind of show off for the game. So here we have the Spider-Man video game logo, big Hasbro there, the Marvel GamerVerse logo up there at the top. Side artwork looking pretty awesome. You just see the Spider-Man picture there. It's the same on both sides. The back of the package, we have a couple of looks at some images from the game, some warning stuff and all that normal things. Spider-Man logo, GamerVerse. Let's take a look at that bio. Okay, the bio reads, now a seasoned superhero, Peter Parker has been busy keeping crime off the streets as Spider-Man just as he's ready to focus on life as Peter. A new villain threatens to New York City. Faced with overwhelming odds and higher stakes, Spider-Man must rise up and be greater. So for those of you that have played the game, you will know that it is absolutely amazing. I've completed it. I've completed the first DLC, the Heist, waiting for the next one, and then I'm also working on the new Game Plus mode. So really cool. So here it is. As far as the UPC, there it is. I don't know if that's really going to help you since it's only at GameStops right now. Not sure if we're going to see the same thing with like the Back in Black Deadpool from last year. If this is going to start showing up in every other single retail store that there is, you know, who knows. But right now, GameStops have only been receiving their pre-order amount. So they're only getting in enough quantities to fulfill those initial pre-orders. So if your store doesn't have it, it's because whatever they got was for the pre-orders only. So that's why with GameStop, everyone talks about how they hate pre-orders and getting stuff with GameStop. Their prices are high, $22.99, except 25% off right now. But with GameStop, you got to pre-order right away and be patient. Give it time, and they will get them in. And then they should call you. If they don't call you, it's because the people there aren't doing their job the way that they're supposed to, and call you, let you know that your pre-order is in. If they don't have it and they did get it, it's because they sold it to somebody else, which I know does happen. So you want to be careful. You always want to stay in constant communication with them. I'm in my GameStop all the time. They know who I am. As soon as I walk in, she says, "I know what you're here for." So that's just how it worked out. So with GameStop, it could be hit or miss, but as long as you kind of have that working relationship, I guess, with them, which not everyone's going to have because it's a store, right? How often can you possibly go in there? But just one of those things. Thought I'd give my 2 cents in at least. But there's the figure. Let's open this up. Let's take a look at it. I'm so excited. Here we go. Okay, guys. Here is the Spider-Man figure out of the package. And you know what? It is an awesome figure. There it is. That's it. Review done. Awesome figure. Need to pick it up. There you go. Done. But in all honesty, it is a very awesome figure, and I'm gonna get to it here in just a second. But one thing that was interesting about the packaging, just because it's not the normal, so the insert has a really cool Spider-Man logo there, so that's not a big deal. But the normal window box packaging, this is a little bit different. It just kind of threw me off a little bit. So the inside, the window, is not so much a window. It's just kind of a cut opening, and then inside has a cover for the window. I don't know why. That's just is different, so I thought it was funny. But anyway, getting to the figure, awesome figure. So as far as accessories, he comes with 2 web lines. These are the 7 web lines that we've seen a couple of times. It was first released in the Miles Morales Walmart exclusive, the Amazing Spider-Man movie figure line. So here we actually get 2 of them, and then we recently saw this with the House of M Spider-Man, as well as the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Target exclusive 2-pack of Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy. So same web lines. I'm glad we got him. Comes with 2 extra hands, so out of the package he has the left whip hand and the right fist. So then he also comes with a left fist and a right whipping hand. So pretty cool. The paint is pretty good on there, but I really like, you know, they went through the detail and they didn't just do like all solid white or something on the hands, and I'll show close-ups a little bit later, but they actually have the kind of the separated parts, which is very video game accurate, so I'm glad that they did that. But looking at the figure, it's really awesome. As far as QC issues, there's a couple of things with the paint, so I know really people aren't going to get the option to really choose and pick from whichever ones that they want. It's going to be kind of, okay, here's the figure that we have for you, here you go. For the most part, they should be pretty good, but there's a couple of things, and it's going to happen when it comes to the white paint that's added onto a figure. And then usually the web lines, for the most part, with every Spider-Man figure, is always pretty good. But sometimes there's a couple of things you're like, eh. So, you know, it's not going to be much different with this figure. But because it's just from the video game, it just looks awesome. So happy to have it. The body mold, which is the Spider-Man 2099, the all-new, all-different Spider-Man 2099 that came out in the Sandman wave. That's what figure, the body mold that they use for this figure, and then it comes with, the head is from the Spider UK, which not a lot of people want because they want the bigger eyes, but for this figure, it does make sense because the eyes aren't huge on the video game version, the advanced suit, but they have the telescopic eyes, whereas this one, this head sculpt didn't do it. And Hasbro didn't give us any kind of new molds or anything like that. They just used existing molds to create this figure. And then we know that this one was kind of a weird one. Hasbro came out with an announcement. You know, I got the email talking about it, showing the images. It was leaked first through the GameStop website. And at E3 it was supposed to be announced. I don't know if they did any kind of big announcement for it or not. But that's kind of when it was announced. And then, you know, GameStop listed it as a December 30th release date. eBay Games in Canada always listed November 1st. Just the other day, GameStop finally updated and said November 1st. Robot Kingdom says late January. I go to the store, they say, oh, it hasn't shipped yet. It's probably going to be a few days. The warehouse will get it on the 1st and then ship there. It'll be 5 days. Then they said, okay, you know what? It has shipped. We'll get it in like 5 days from the time since it's now shipped. And then all of a sudden, stores received it today. And they received it everywhere. So California, New York, Texas actually got it yesterday because the GameStop warehouse is in Texas where everything ships from, so it makes sense that they would get it like right away. But long story short, we have the figure. Hopefully there will be more that's going to come out and people will be able to get a hold of this. We don't know anything yet, but hopefully. But let's zoom in and get some close lookups at this figure. Oh, just look at how beautiful this figure is. So I had to double check because I couldn't remember off the top of my head. It was like, well, why are the spider legs kind of cut off? That is accurate to the game, so no need to worry about there. So remember on the 3 3/4 inch, if you guys have watched that video, I had talked about how the white spider logo and the torso, how the indents of the muscle caused some of the white paint to not kind of hit the mark. It's very hard to see, but there's two little red dots right in there where that white paint just couldn't quite get to. But for the most part, it's applied pretty cleanly. When you do the ab crunch, they even continue the web lines throughout the torso, which is really awesome. But you could see there where it's like, oh, just kind of got the white paint, just got a little nick there. And that's just, but it's not so bad. When he's just kind of like, when he's vanilla pose, you really won't see it. So I'm not too concerned about it. I do wish it wasn't there, but it is what it is. On the back, we look pretty good, except for right here. Definitely kind of missed the mark on the white. Some of that blue is coming through. Some of the red's coming through there as well. Here, it's a little sloppy right there, but overall, it looks pretty good. So that spider logo is good there. You ab crunch forward or down. And then there's a couple of nicks of the paint there where you see the blue coming through. But overall, it's not too bad. Web lining is pretty clean throughout. I really don't have any issues. There was a spot where it just kind of looked a little smudged. Where was it? Here on his shoulder. It's a little smudge right there. You can see, not so much of an issue. The butterfly joints, the web lines goes all the way throughout, and it looks pretty clean. I got a little white spot of paint on mine, but really it's not too bad. Moving those butterfly joints forward. The web lines are done throughout completely, so they did a good job there. So I like that. The blue line work is pretty well throughout. There's a little bit of red on that blue spot there. But overall, it looks really good. And the waist, They did a good job. The web lines look clean, but really awesome. And then another cool thing is they painted the feet to match the video game. So you could see how they did it. Now this is just kind of a little bit weird. They just put a little white line there. But in the video game, that's just kind of how his shoes or the feet look. But it's kind of nice that they at least put in that effort to make them accurate. So I really like the way that came out. But really awesome figure. Look at the articulation real quickly, even though we've seen the body mold quite a few times at this point now. Head looks all the way down, looks all the way up, so good motion there. You can see the butterfly joints go work out quite well. You get an upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, wrists swivel, and they hinge. Ab crunch goes down that much, back that much, so pretty good there. Legs go out that far apart, upper thigh cut, a double jointed knee, calf swivel, full on ankle pivot, of course, hinges up a little bit, hinges down all the way, so there's good motion there, and then waist swivel. So this figure, of all the Spider-Mans, it probably has one of the better points of articulation, you know, with the butterfly joints and everything. Not as quite as thin as the Pizza Spider-Man body mold, but you get that butterfly joint, so it works out great. So awesome looking figure. Let me zoom back out and we'll take a look at this one with the 3 3/4 inch. So there they are. If you guys have been able to if you were able to pick it up today or in the next coming days, congratulations to you. It is an absolutely amazing figure. I'm so happy to have it. But here's one final look at it. There you go. If you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up if you guys liked the video. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, I'd like to thank you for watching.